Here we go. It is January 18, 2022, and welcome back to Crypto Cornucopia. Today we're going to go over market conditions, and we're going to start off with the charts with Market Rebellion. And on a lot of the charts, we got Phantom, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Matic all up. And I pay a lot of attention to these TD sequentials. This is actually the main reason why I subscribe to Market Rebellion. Besides, they're just great all around, and I want to support them. You can see these TD sequentials. When there's a green 2, it's essentially a buy signal. You can see 2, 3, 4 up. But when you start to see a red 2, it's just the opposite. So you have a green 2 or a red 9. Basically, that means it's one of the indicators that it's overbought or oversold. And when it says a red 2, that means it's heading downward. And you can see with Phantom here, wick down to the 21-day moving average and bounce back up. But it is a TD sequential too. So either it's going to go sideways or it's going to bounce back up. And that's just one of the things to take note of. And I've been pretty much out of the market waiting, if you've been watching my previous videos, for this. We have the A, B, C, D pattern. And I'm about to show you that we're in the D pattern. The good news is that we're going to be moving up from the D pattern, most likely. Now, nothing's 100%. You guys need to realize this. But I've been talking about this for the last week. AJ Monty brought up the ABC pattern, which is for the Dow Industrial Average. Unfortunately, the altcoins follow Bitcoin. And lately, Bitcoin has been following the Dow. And the traditional markets, it's one of the things we have to deal with when more institutional players are in it. It makes it slightly more stable. As you can see, we haven't had huge corrections compared to the Bitcoin market, but it has been following it. So we've had the A, B, C, D pattern, and he called this level right here. See the 354? I drew this line here, and look how it wicked down below today and then came back up. So it's kind of crazy. And 8 weeks, this AJ Monty from Market Rebellion has been posting videos on Fridays. And he goes through the Qs, QQQ, the spider, the diamonds, which is the Dow Industrial Average, and also Ethereum. So, and then the VIX. Now he's calling on the 22nd, right about here, for the VIX, which is the volatility index, to hit its peak and then come back down. But he did call for this ABCD pattern, and for the ABCD pattern at D, he called this 354 low. So what I'm reading from everything that he's called and all the other markets that are out there, if you listen to Crown, Crypto Cave, he looks specifically at TA. He knows nothing about projects. He knows nothing about fundamentals, but he's calling for this right here for essentially, if we were looking at Bitcoin right now, to be a hinge. And if this breaks down and falls down, it's not going to look good. But if it does play out to move upwards, and if Bitcoin follows what the Dow is doing, which most likely it will, and we do hit this D pattern up, you can expect for some fireworks, and we can finally get what we've been waiting for. Now we've got January 18th right now, and we have until March when the Fed starts talking about rates. Now we're talking about market conditions today, so I'm trying to give you a full spectrum. I don't just look at the crypto market, because that's unfortunately what a lot of other YouTubers do. And yes, there's a lot of great news out there, which we're going to go over after a couple more things here. But it doesn't really matter unless the whole market moves. And if this D pattern can play out, then from essentially now until about March, when if the Fed starts raising rates and people start pulling out of all markets, then we can have a good run. And that's about 5 weeks of solid gains. And I'm basically sitting on the sideline right now with a lot of what they call dry powder, basically stable coins, to be able to buy into the projects that I think are fundamentally sound. And it's the rising tide lifts all boats, but I'm going to go for the fundamentally sound projects, not the ones on the fly. All right, so that's what's going with the ABCD pattern that I've been going over lately. Let's go into token metrics, and this is part of fundamentals. They give a TM grade for all the tokens that are out there, and the highest are, look at that, Tether Gold, stable coin, imagine that. Everrise, Dopex, which I've been hearing a lot about lately, rebate token, and 100 GMX, and then Metis is still up there, and Scream. Scream is one of the DeFi projects on Phantom, and we all know that Phantom's been doing really well. Now you can see it's down 25% today. It says that's because everything's going down at the moment. We're waiting for that bounce back, and that's the reason it's down so much is because it went up so high. So you can experience that. You can know that in this market. If something's going up parabolic, well, guess what? When things correct, it's going to come back down the same way because people are in this market to make money, not just for the project. People that just hold forever, well, they're going to make money down the road. I'm assuming if you're listening to this channel, you want to know about the day-to-day markets and you're trying to make money right now. All right, so that's what's going on in token metrics for the top projects. And basically, these are all 90 plus, by the way. Anything down to 70 are all good projects. So I've got token metrics linked down below. If you ever want to get into it, I think it's wonderful. If you want to know more about a project, they're going to give everything that you need to know. And then they're going to also, for a lot of them, they're going to give them a buy signal, obviously the grade that we've been talking about here. For example, Chromia, I've been hearing a lot about. Oops, didn't mean to click on that. And then also you have AnySwap, which is a router and it syncs chains together. Then also Beefy is on the rise because I just found out that Metis, which is my magical token, they just Beefy Finance is a DeFi program on a lot of chains, and Metis just started working with them as well. But anyway, let's get out of this and let's go into the rating. I'm sorry, that's the ratings. This is the indices. So they have a daily and a weekly that I look at, and as soon as this market starts looking up, I'm going to start putting specifically these numbers, these percentages, for $1,000, and I'm going to do it for the weekly. But I like to look at the daily and the weekly. What's hot right now? We got MXC router protocol, which is the AnySwap, Oasis Network, which is Rose, Cardano, because Cardano's got an event coming up, and then Near Protocol, which is just it's just been killing it. And still, I haven't heard anybody really, besides looking at the charts, nobody's been really talking about the project and what it is. All right, so we look at the weekly. And by the way, sorry, this is for the KuCoin exchange, but they have 1, 2, 3, 4 times 12, 13 different exchanges. So let's say you only have FTX or you only have crypto.com. You can click on that. Click on crypto.com and you can say, or they will tell you what the best TM grade right now is for the tokens that you want. So this is great. And then overall, you can see this is what they've been up. So KuCoin has been up 413% on all the tokens that they say on a daily basis to get. All right. So this is for the weekly. You got Near, MXC, Axia Coin, which has been up there for weeks now. And then Chainlink. Chainlink is up there. Okay, so Chainlink, even though it's not in for the daily, for the weekly, they think it's going to be doing well. And then Harmony 1 is the token there. So I just want to bring that up to you guys. And from here, I just wanted to move into coin market calendar. And actually, you know what? Let's go back. Oh, it's supposed to be right after that. I'm sorry. The news is right here. So let me go into... All right, you know what? I'll just get the news from CoinMarketCal. I was going to pull it out of there because I saw some good stuff. But let's reload the news here. And okay, PKT is a community coin. Cash unused bandwidth, monetizing protocol announces Bittrex listing. Awesome. Auto swap brings limit orders. 1 million 100 million 1 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 All right, Coinbase partners with MasterCard to let users buy NFTs via cards. Okay, so this is going to be good because Coinbase is launching an NFT market, and they've partnered up with MasterCard. Metaverse startup Animoca Brands hits valuation of over $5 billion with new funding. Now, this is something I warned about in my last video about, let's say, I'm going to bring up IOTA. IOTA was the largest valuation, and they ended up not coming through with a lot. They ended up not delivering, essentially. So be wary of jumping into anything. But I have to say, Animoca Brands is something that it's a investor that usually what they put their money into, they do really well on. All right, so BitMEX Group plans to acquire a 268-year-old German bank. Interesting. See, you see a lot of a lot of money moving into this market, and BitMEX has made a lot of money. So what they're doing is they're getting into, if we can't change the bank's mind on what's happening for this space, then why not just buy the banks and say to the customers that are there, this is what we're doing, and we're moving into the crypto space. So just be aware of that. Cross-chain protocol multi-chain bug gets exploited. Oh no, that's actually nothing. 1.34 million, absolutely nothing in this space. Cross-chain protocol multi-chain, previously known as AnySwap, has been exploited for 1.3 million, according to security researchers PeckShield. This occurred through a bug that the platform had recently disclosed. Revealed that it had found a critically vulnerable. Okay, so 1.34 million with the amount, that's probably what they do on a daily basis. And I'm not even joking there. There's so much money being spent, moved around here that that's really not a big deal. So that's a good thing. Binance destroys over 1.6 million BNB tokens. Interesting. Okay, so BNB, the Binance token, what CZ has done is committed to burning tokens as he goes. Now, the reason that that's important is once tokens go away, they're no longer in circulation. And by the way, they can't create anymore because of the protocol. Once they burn them, it's out of circulation and it's supply and demand. You take tokens out of circulation, they're no longer there anymore. That means the value of that particular token goes up. So I personally feel that's a very smart move on his part to keep burning tokens so everything goes up. DeFi Data Network, Unmarshall doubles down on Solana, signs key advisor. All right, Chain Wire Essence. All right, Unmarshall has continued to look for ways to improve its ecosystem to provide the best services to existing blockchains. Now in 2022, the DeFi Network has added a key advisor, Brian D. Evans, to the team to strengthen the protocol. As you can see, there's what we call this is brain drain. They're taking the intellectual minds out of the traditional finance market and they're moving it into this space. That's what I'll take from that. All right. So that is everything there. And I got to be honest, I saw better headlines over here. Oh, there it is. Okay. So breaking news. John Nigerian spots unusual options activity in 3 reopening markets. Yeah, I got to take that down. So at 1330. All right, over here, crypto news. Today's top crypto news: Cardano price surges on Sunday Swap. So Sunday Swap is launching, and I am actually wary of this because the last time they said they were going to launch, they had a lot of problems. So if you are a Cardano holder and you're holding ADA, good, just hold on to it. But I'm not personally purchasing anything until I see that this works. Once they can start swapping tokens, then I know for a fact that it works and the Cardano price is going to be going up, just like the Metis token, which we're about to go over. And the more apps that are launching and the more you can swap, that means the more Cardano people have to use because you need the ADA token to do the swaps. And then also on top of that, there will be staking options, which means that people will buy it and then put it away, which essentially takes it out of circulation. Just like we said, supply and demand. So land prices surge on Cardano Metaverse. Puvia, Puvia, is it seems kind of silly to me, honestly. It's literally just land, and you can't even develop on it yet. And you don't know when you're going to be able to develop, but people are buying it already. So if you just want to throw money away and just bet on it and gamble, then you can buy a piece of it. And honestly, it looks like Sandbox and Mana, Decentraland, and it's very pixelated. Doesn't look that great to me, but people are paying. I mean, if I go back and if I would have gone to Sandbox, I could have bought a piece of land for $58. Now it's going for thousands. So it's a play that people are hoping is going to work. But the problem is those land prices are already high, and you're betting on something that you're hoping is going to work. But I got to be honest, Cardano's late to the game. All this stuff has already come out over the last year, and they still have things to work out. So that's Pavia right there. FTX now supports Project Pavia. Interesting. I guess they're just putting them together. CoinDesk. FTX now supports Phantom. Oh, that's great. So that means that people are buying Phantom off of FTX, which is huge. Which now I understand why part of the Phantom price is going up so much. FTX Twitter details on Phantom incentive program, Andre Cognier. So I heard that he is launching an incentive program, and he's probably taking the Phantom token, selling it, and then putting it into the protocols that have developed on Phantom, which of course helps them. Think of it as like a circle. All right, so you sell Phantom token, yes, the price goes down, but you inject it into the protocols and add incentives for them to raise their interest, where people can come in and stake or whatever DeFi projects they have going on. So they make money off of it, and then what happens? You drive more people into the protocol, and guess what? They have to buy Phantom to do anything. So think of it as a circular motion for that. And then we've already went over Rio de Janeiro. So that is the news today. I'm going to finish up with the Metis token and what's happening with them. So this is the ecosystem right now, currently. So this is the partners live on Metis Andromeda, and I've been talking about this for a while. Price was at 325. I sold it there because, hey, if it goes down, I can buy back and buy more, and that's exactly what's happened. It's gone down to about 260, but they also today just posted on Twitter that they created another partnership, and it's with Beefy. I talked about it previously in this episode. Beefy is on Binance. It's on AVAX. As a matter of fact, let's go into BFAT Tools right here. And it's not listed right here, but if you go into Binance, if you go into Polygon, if you go into AVAX, Beefy's on all of them. And it's not a lot, very high yield compared to, what I'm used to as a degen. But they're everywhere, and they're trusted. They haven't had any hacks in all the time that I've been following them. So you can go into it. Anyway, the point is that they're launching on Metis, and because of that, people are going to start bridging over to Metis, start using the Metis token and staking over there. So it's the same thing I was talking about for Cardano. You're going to buy the token, you're going to stake it, and then that's going to drive up the price of the token because it takes it out of circulation. All right, so you have all of these partners right now that are working specifically. Oh, I got to check out Pickle Finance. That was not here yesterday, and that's like Tethys Finance. So I guarantee you the rates are pretty high. So you can stake over there and get higher rates. But these are the other partners that aren't launched yet. So this is everything that's a Casper Lags. I know that one. These are all the ones that are about. Let me just scroll through it real quick. They're about to launch, and it's just a matter. While Swap, I know that's on a lot of them. Octopus Network, Parsec, Clover, Okay, so when all of these finally launch, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Once these 50 apps launch on Metis, that is 50 times the amount of Metis that is going to be needed to do transactions, to stake, and you can just imagine where we can go from here when all we've had is these 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these 20 apps so far. So an additional 50 apps. So let's just say only half of them have success. That means that we can double the amount of Metis market cap that's right now. So think about that. You have 50 more apps that are going to launch. And again, it's on top of Ethereum. This is Vitalik Buterin's mother. You know that things are going to be done right. You're telling me that she has a consultant in him. I know that. It's logic. All right, so I'm going to finish on that. The only other thing is I want to mention PolyBridge here. It's bridge.poly.network. And if you want to, you can go from Ethereum, and I would have to change my MetaMask, and then you can bridge over to Metis from there. If you wanted to use something different, you can use any swap. Now they're the ones that just had the hack. That was only 1.34 million, which is really not a lot. I've seen 10 million, I've seen 50 million, I've seen 100 million hacked. It's really not a lot. And all you do, you don't put into the pool. All you do is use this router, and let's hook it up to Metis. Actually, let's switch that. I'm sorry. Let's because right now you have to move in this specific one. You have to move from Binance Smart Chain, and see how Metis is not in there. You have to buy Metis. I'm sorry, USDT or BUSD, and you can send it over to Metis. Okay, it used to be Metis. You can switch it over there. For some reason, they stopped that. But anyway, you can take the stable coin over on Binance Smart Chain and send it over to Metis, and then you can get over to there from there, and then you can start enjoying rates like if you wanted to go into USDC Metis. So you go into liquidity here and you put the equal amounts of $1 into Metis, you get 220% paid out in Tethys. Now, when I first got here, it was at $3.50. Now it's at $4.65. It's been fluctuating. It was at $5.80 yesterday. But the point is that you have very high APRs over here, and if you're not worried about, losing out on the gains from Metis, then you can put it into the pool and just collect it. You don't have to worry about the fluctuations as much because the stablecoin counts as a buoy. So if it goes down, it doesn't go down as much. If it goes up, it doesn't go up as much. But you're still making 220% APR on whatever money you have in there. So if you're trying to think of it this way, I personally believe that Metis is going to be going up. So if you just have a certain amount of money that you just want to make an APR off of, well, you come over to Metis and you switch your USDC or USDT over into Metis. So if you have $100, you send $200 over. You put $100 into USDC, $100 into Metis, and the liquidity up here, and then you plug it in here. You get 220% APR. Now, if it goes down, I can't really see it going down from here. It's really only going up unless the whole market crashes. But in the long term, this is a great project, and it can be going up. So you're going to be making 220% APR, and you can kind of think of it as a stable coin. And it could go down, but most likely it's going to go up. All right, I'm going to end the video on that. I know it was a long one. And if you have any questions, comments, leave it below, and I'll see you guys next time.